all right. What's up, guys? Sneaky Cat Goblin back with another video on this Tuesday. Happy Tuesday. And today I'm going to talk about, I know the event is over, but the most controversial event I've ever seen in Clash history. This Clash of Mania event was one to remember and probably the most loved and most hated event of all time as well. Um, I am honestly glad to see these troops go. They are extremely overpowered. They pretty much ruined most aspects of the game, and yeah. But when they first came out, when the stuff first came out, it was like okay, and then it went downhill. In the meantime, I am going to upgrade my base to Town Hall 14 and start with those kind of upgrades. And yeah, I'll kind of discuss it as well. And I do get the jungle scenery. Let's go. I love the jungle scenery. It's one of my favorites. Okay, so this event is one to remember. The start of it was interesting because the Yeeter came out initially, and I was like, okay, the Yeeter is a pretty cool troop, right? Like it's extremely powerful. It's um, you know, it's fun to use. It's basically a thrower on steroids, essentially. Um, and I was like, okay, well, that's going to be cool. Like, we have this really cool troop that can toss things, but I'm not a huge thrower fan, so I'm not really going to utilize it. So that's fine. And so then, we go a couple days with that. I'm still using the regular troops, and then the event troops hit. And there's the first part that was controversial. The event troops hit on day 6 of CWL. Technically, they hit at the end of day 5 if you started it late. So you could have gotten a day 5 part of CWL, which is wild to think about it, right? Like, how the heck are you getting event troops during CWL? Like, what are we doing? Um, and so we were able to progress to Masters 1 because on day 6 we had a very difficult challenge. We had one of the best clans in CWL for Masters 2, and we destroyed them. Absolutely cooked them. And honestly, thanks to the event troops. I mean, the event troops really did help boost us above everybody else. It was completely unfair, like completely unfair how overpowered they were, how much an advantage it gave us, and the disarmers are probably one of the most overpowered troops of all time, given the fact that they could attack both ground and air pre-nerf, and they could get revived 3 times. So you had to kill them multiple times if you were the enemy. And so much so that they needed to nerf it. They needed 2 nerfs. They made it so they couldn't attack ground, or ground and air. And that's just, it was like, whew, okay. And the fact that, pretty much every normal attack was really weird compared to war attacks because you'd get all the bonuses, right? Like you would get all the bonuses of having a friendly giant and a cane, but you'd have to face off initially before the nerf against a weaker disarmor and a yeeter. And so that was fairly decent. When they did the nerf, it changed because I keep wanting to call it enforcer. The disarmor was pretty powerful. Was in fact very powerful on the defending side. And then we have one of the, I'll call it a mini event, but the The event that was pretty cool was the Gold Rush event. We had, between the three clans, I had a challenge going on for a gold pass, and we actually had a guy that ended up getting 2 billion, 2 billion nuggets. Clutch 3-star, by the way. Nice job, Queen. 2 billion nuggets. Isn't that absolutely insane? Like, I can't believe someone got 2 billion nuggets. Um, so, got the 2 billion nuggets. 1.8 and 1.8 um, were the people that got the second and third place. And so they won a gold pass as well. I was going to give it to top three, but I couldn't not give it to third, or top two. I couldn't not give it to third after how much time they put in for $6. And I felt bad. So that was the good part of the event. The belt was cool. I did like the addition to the action figure. I did like how you could get multiple newer or more champ medals through the reward stack of that event. So that was cool. Like, it wasn't all bad. It was just very controversial. Um, and then after the event was over, everything just kind of got sour, right? Like, it has now gone on since the I think it was the 7th or the 8th when it started. And we are just getting finished. This is the last day. So 3 weeks of this event, it's like, oh, okay. It's time to scale back, right? Like, it's time to change it up. And it just got to the point where it's just gotten old. Like, it's stunted definitely some of my attacks. We've had some interesting war attacks lately. We still ended up getting a perfect war, but I've been encouraging people to use non-event troops, right? Like, we're trying to train non-event troops so we can kind of get decent and, get prepared for CWL, because this CWL is extremely important. We are finally going for champs for the first time. And yeah, it's a big deal. Like, we want to perform, we want to show up, show out, do really well. And so we're kind of nervous, kind of anxious. I'm anxious, kind of nervous for CWO, which is kind of fun. It's kind of cool, the fact that we're actually somewhat nervous for this, and I'm excited. So yeah, so good parts to the event, but we also are, well, I should say, the fatigue started to set in around I'd say about a week ago. After the Gold Rush event finished up, I'm like, okay, it's time to say goodbye to these. Like, people were just getting kind of fatigued. People were like, okay, when are we getting something new? And we didn't really ever get anything new. And nothing's new. Everything's all the same. The attacks are all the same. People are literally coming out with videos like talking about how, that they are pretty much, you know, trying to make attack strategies without the event troops like 3 or 4 days before the event is over. I don't think I've ever seen that happen. Um, you know, just where people are just burnt out, just seeing the same things over and over and over again. And I don't necessarily blame people. It was like, okay, we're done. We're starting over here. We're gonna do something different. So, you know, finally, the event is now over. You know, I mean, it was cool. The troops were cool. It was unique. But man, Clash, you need to pump the brakes on how long these events are going on. 3 weeks is way too long with overpowered event troops, because I'll talk about the ugly. Legends League completely shot this month. There was no point in me doing Legends League. I mostly went perfect. I'd sometimes have a mess up every day, but I was just getting 320'd over and over and over and over again on a max base. Like, that's not fun at all. Wars were constantly tied. I was actually surprised how many wins we actually got throughout this process because, most of the time it was just constant tie, 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 tie. And the other thing too is the loot is absolutely garbage. Um, is absolutely garbage with ties. So that sucked. I also would have to say for the people that didn't utilize this, we got the long end of the stick with CWL. We adapted really quickly, and we did really well. However, I would argue that uh, I would argue that uh, it was completely unfair. I heard a lot of complaints, like you have it like you just throw in some overpowered troops when people are, trying to train up for one of the most important events of Clash of Clans, you're going to turn a lot of people off to that. So, I know we adapted, but I just say that it was kind of cheap, in that sense. I also think that they needed to nerf it twice. They shouldn't have stopped at one nerf. This stuff needed to be nerfed at least once, if not twice, um, because the disarmers were way too good, and arguably the throwers were obviously way too good. Every troop is way too good. The fact that Kane could pretty much one-shot everything and his aura damage is insane. I also wish, like, I liked how they did the army camps initially. However, they just got stale. Why didn't we maybe try to switch them out? Maybe try to make it a little bit different. I thought that would have been cool to maybe switch up the troops to something different. I don't know. Something just a little bit different to change it up, um, because it just became how the what? How did the minion prince just shoot that backwards? What target was behind him? I'll have to watch that back. That was crazy. So, you know, there 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 was some great things, there were some bad things, there were some ugly things. Overall, I would give this event like a 6 out of 10, and I would have given it much higher if it wasn't so long lasting. And there was different types of events going on throughout the. I know we had the gold rush, which was really kind of the peak of the event, I'd say. Um, but afterwards, it just like after the gold event, it just got really, really stale, really, really fast. Because I'm like, okay, I don't really want to play anymore if it's going to be like this. This is just absolutely cheap. There's no skill whatsoever. Um, and it's completely mindless. Like my one of my clanmates famously said, I literally turned my brain off for half half the game. Like I'm just literally my brain is off. I'm not even trying. I don't even have to try. Um, and I also think that with this event, like why do these troops have to be so grossly overpowered? Like I know it's fun. I know it's on easy mode and stuff, but like, and people they want them to use the troops, right? Like I get it, but man, to strike maybe somewhat of a balance would be cool. Like just something. Um, you know, I don't know. Just strike a little bit of a balance there. So, wow, what a great upgrade video. I hope you guys like that. We're about 2 months into this strategic rushing, and wow, we're Town Hall 14 now. So, let me know what you guys think. Like I said, one of the most controversial events I've ever been a part of. Please like, comment, subscribe, and peace.